Hi there, and welcome to Minnie and the Boomer. This is episode 4, if you can believe it. 4, Matt. We've been doing this almost an entire month.
Yeah, we have.
Isn't that pretty exciting?
Isn't 4 weeks a month? So
technically, a month is 4.5 weeks.
No, it's not.
Yeah, 4 weeks times 4 times 7 is what? Right, 27. There's another 3 or 4 days in a month, which equates to a half a week.
Okay. So anyway,
I've studied this long and hard.
Yeah, in college.
Yeah.
Or weren't you like a gardener or something?
Yeah, I was a gardener in college.
And I
went to learn about gardening.
And you had so little to do in that class that you talked about the months.
Yeah, the length of each month.
Oh, okay.
The closest month that would be 4 weeks would be which month?
January.
Oh, incorrect. February.
What?
Wow. February has 28 days.
Oh, I thought it was January. My bad.
That's a mini answer.
Okay.
So, 'tis the season. Ho, ho, ho. As you may now know, we are recording this on December the 23rd, a mere 2 days from the day of Jesus' birth. Immaculate conception. What do you think about that? You think he was immaculately conceived?
And what does immaculately mean?
Mary was a virgin, and all of a sudden she's pregnant.
I'll be honest, I think she cheated. And she's like,
That's sacrilegious.
And like the entire religion is a sham.
You mean Christianity as a whole?
Yeah.
I wonder if any other religions believe in Jesus.
Whoa.
That isn't Christianity. I know.
Well, there's Protestants.
The Muslims have. That's Christianity.
Oh.
Yeah. Muslims have Allah. And Muhammad.
Muhammad, that one too.
But Muhammad's a prophet. He's not the son of God. So, excuse me. Boy, I'm sure glad you got that water for us, Matt.
Yeah, I forgot. Like the second right before you start, I'm like, oh wait, I forgot the water.
One job.
You want me to text mom and bring us some water?
You want to sing a Christmas song to get things started?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
That's
racist.
What are you talking about? I have this speech impediment.
Oh, that's right. Where you pronounce every F as an R. All right, let's see how the rest of this podcast goes. So, Christmas. What'd you wish for Christmas, Matt? Besides world peace.
Oh, sure. Presents?
Really? Huh. How avant-garde of you. That means ahead of your time.
Oh, ahead of my time?
Yeah, I think it's Italian.
Probably, yeah.
Avant-garde.
Yeah. Like fragile?
Fragile. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, so, presents. Good. And did you get anything you asked for?
It's not Christmas yet.
Oh, I was trying to trick you in case you looked at your gifts while we weren't here.
Oh, yeah, I got it. No.
Oh, totally, man. I can't wait to open my such and thingamabob, brah.
Yeah? Well, what'd you wish for Christmas?
I wish that my children would cease to disappoint me.
You know that won't happen.
Let's hope it works out to at least New Year's.
You know it won't happen.
Oh, it was good times.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Matt.
The literal elephant in the room?
Yeah.
Sorry, his name is Jumbo. He's Dumbo's cousin.
But he's smaller, which I thought it's like one of those, like you call someone a tall, stretch, someone who's short.
Yeah. It's
John,
for the irony.
He's actually really big.
Yeah, it's the irony.
So his name's Jumbo.
Jumbo.
I just figured out why he's called Jumbo. Holy jeez. That is an impressive fifth leg you've got there, Jumbo. Jumbo Elephant was actually the mascot of a pink popcorn brand called Jumbo the Elephant. And there was also a Jumbo video when I lived in Brampton, if you can believe it. So Jumbo is not that
Well, where do you think he went after the company went under or stopped?
He came here into my office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was in the backyard for a few years, actually.
Yeah, he got cold.
Yeah. Every year I put him in your office. You just never saw him.
Because he's so small.
Yeah, and also those plants at that corner.
Was that the hippo thing? What's that called?
A hippopotamus?
The little hippo?
Oh, the house hippos.
House hippos.
Yes.
Yeah, so Jumbo Jumbo Dumbo's brother,
cousin,
the elephant. Oh, cousin.
Third cousin.
Removed.
Yes.
Huh.
On the mother's side.
And he's as small as a gnat.
Yes.
I almost tread upon him earlier, but as I applied pressure, he squeaked.
I'll be honest. I think it's a mouse, and that
just deformed.
Very deformed
because of that nuclear spill that happened about 3 years ago. 3 doors.
Well,
down.
he's actually from Chernobyl, so I don't know. I don't know how he got here, but I just found him in the street one day, and he said, "Yeah, I'm Dumbo's third cousin from the mother's side." Let me just
understand. So you think he's telling a mouse in Chernobyl was irradiated?
Yes.
And instead of becoming larger because normally it increases cell growth, you're saying it stayed the same size but just became elephantish?
Yes.
Huh. I mean, I can't discount that theory. I have no proof.
And you know the sad part is that whenever Jumbo looks into like a mirror or his reflection, he gets scared. Because the elephant's scared of it, mice.
So Jumbo thinks he's an elephant.
Yeah, it messed
up. Oh my god, that's really scary.
But the thing is, he's so small that he's like an ant.
The cat's eating him. Well, that's the end of the long and storied life of Jumbo, the mouse elephant. No, the elephant mouse.
Yes.
Right.
A third cousin from the mom's side of Dumbo.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, he told me that.
But how can he be... Is Dumbo also a mouse?
Well, the thing is, I don't really know if it was true. Well, no, I asked Jumbo.
Your story's got so many holes in it.
Well, no.
It might as well be Swiss cheese, Matt.
Like I said, I found him in the streets of Montreal. It's like, yeah...
What are you doing in the streets of Montreal?
I got bored.
Are you turning tricks again? I told you to stop that.
No, I was just walking one day and accidentally walked into Montreal.
You walked from St. Bruno accidentally to Montreal. Probably like an 8-hour walk. You were just let's just keep walking, guys.
Yeah,
You weren't at all wary when you crossed the bridge?
I swam.
You swam?
I swam.
Across the St. Lawrence Rapids. Yeah. Well, you've always had those webbed feet, so I guess it finally paid off. That's right, ladies. If you're ever looking to score with Matt, just prepared when he takes his shoes and socks off. Webbed feet.
Wow, cool. All right, so moving on from Jumbo, the dead elephant mouse.
Right.
Thingamabob.
And you know what's funny, because you can find kangaroo mice in the Gobi Desert. So maybe this elephant mouse is maybe they're not even irradiated. They're just from a certain area.
But
Chernobyl.
But how did it get from Never mind. How did it get from Australia to That's the thing.
Gobi Desert is not in Australia.
No, I know. I think this Jumbo was a kangaroo, and the Soviets were like, "I really want a kangaroo." Brought it to Chernobyl by accident.
So how did they shrink him down to the size of a gnat?
No, the nuclear explosion, because it was beside a mouse and an elephant. And they all mixed into one little gnat thing. So
you're adding yet another species to Jumbo's backstory.
Yes.
I mean, none of it matters. He'll be cat poop in a day or two.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Well, unless if it doesn't kill the cat first, let's be honest.
The radiation?
No, maybe. I think Jumbo's real strong, so it might just rip the cat open and walk out.
I saw the cat rip Jumbo's head completely off, so.
Oh, well, I didn't see that part. So.
Or is he like Deadpool and he'll just regenerate inside the cat's scrotum?
I don't really know, because why would I know that?
Well, you seem to know a lot about kangaroo, elephant, mouse hybrids, so I thought maybe you might know if they regenerate or not.
I'm trying to move away from this, all right?
You are? You just added a kangaroo to the mix. You're moving away from this? I got to teach you how to segue, buddy. You're like, speaking of kangaroos, how about that new Star Wars movie? Yes, so the new Star Wars movie, Rise of Skywalker, came out on Thursday, and we went to go see it opening night, as we always do for Star Wars.
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Very much.
How many stars out of 23 would you give it?
A good 25.
But more stars, the worse it is.
Oh, then -5.
What? -5 stars?
Wait, what are you saying?
That means it's horrific.
No, didn't you just say the more stars, it's worse?
I may have. I have forgotten now. So 25 out of 23, which isn't technically possible, but I think what you're trying to convey is that it was just that good that you would give it more than you're allowed to give it, just to illustrate how good you felt that film was?
Yes.
Okay, good.
How did you like the movie?
I'd give it a solid 22.5 out of 23 stars. The only reason I gave it 0.5 stars, and this is like a mini spoiler, horses on the Star Destroyer.
Okay.
I was like, really? Is this
It's not
necessary?
a horse.
Oh, it's It's equine at least.
What are you
Can
talking?
we agree it's equine? Can we agree it's equine?
No,
Why not?
because I want to disagree.
But, well, define for me what you consider an equine to be then.
It's those things with horns.
Huh? Like a goat?
No, like in Lion King.
A gazelle? Or
No,
an antelope?
the wild boar.
Oh, no. It's actually,
No.
equine is a horse, basically. It's another way to say
Oh, then
horse.
no, not at all.
So it had 4 legs. It whinnied, and it had a mane, and it had a long snout, but it wasn't.
But it
a
had
horse.
those horns like a boar.
A boar. No, you're thinking of Elon Tusk
Okay.
from the third. Is it the first, second, or the third of season 4 of Rick and Morty?
It was a meme before that. So
What was?
Elon Tusk.
I don't believe it.
It was horrifying. It
I
scared
don't
me.
believe it. So
Okay.
you really enjoyed it,
Yes.
and so did I,
Yes.
except for those horse-like beings on the Star Destroyer. All right, so okay, so that we've covered that. We're 11 minutes in. What else do you want to talk about, Matt?
What'd you like of episode 9?
Well, we don't want to give any spoilers away here. It
Um,
hasn't even been out a week, and all of our listeners would be upset.
all
if
of
we
our like
spoiled it.
3 listeners. Yeah.
No, we got to think big. Let's multiply that by 100.
300.
Yeah, good.
How'd you like the movie 300?
It was good. It was a little fantastical.
Oh yes.
I didn't realize it was going to be fantastical. Like when those weird creature men came out, it was like, oh, okay, so this isn't like based in reality, because the 300 of Sparta was an actual. I mean, it may have been embellished for historical readings or mythology, but it was an actual. I don't even know if it was real or if it was always a myth. But 300 men held off an army of 10,000 or whatever. So I thought, oh, it's gonna be similar. And then that weird, what was it, like a scorpion thing? I don't remember. It's been a long time. I
Wasn't
think
it
it's
like half skeleton, scorpion, half human?
maybe
I don't remember.
a scorpionox.
Yes.
Yeah, I like 300, but can we get a little more, mainstream 2019? Because 300 was 3000, I almost said. 300. That's a sequel. I am Sparta. So yeah.
What about Reject False Icon?
Oh no, that was good.
That was good.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. We went to go see. Can you explain what Reject False Icon?
300 is You're I'm about to say 300. It's a documentary on the making of
What, 300?
Yes.
Huh.
On the Reject False Icons is a documentary made by James Hewlett. I don't know how to. Is that his name? James something.
Probably. Hewlett, sure.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a
just him?
documentary.
He's the only one who made it. Huh, interesting.
Well, he and Damon Albarn.
Oh, okay, good.
They made a
I think we talked about we were gonna go see this last week.
Yeah.
And now we've seen it, so we're gonna give our review of it, because there's not gonna be a whole lot of people who'll be like, "Oh, don't spoil it. It's a documentary. We know how it ends."
I know. But yeah, it's about making the 2 last albums, the Now Now and Humans.
Of Gorillaz,
Gorillaz, yes.
the band.
My bad.
Yes, that's true. It was actually more about it was actually more about humans, and then they showed a little bit of them recording the Now Now, but it was really all the concert footage was humans, right?
Well, after the making of the Now Now, it was Now Now tour.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because it was Humans was one concert, one tour, but like it was separated into one Now Now tour and the other one Humans.
I didn't know that.
I'm guessing.
Because he finished recording, and then right after it showed him on stage saying, "We want to play a new song for you." And
Well, yeah,
everybody
because it
freaked out.
hadn't released yet.
Yeah, so how are they going to do a Now Now tour if the Now Now isn't out yet? You know what? We'll put a pin in this one. Matthew will find out for us,
Okay.
because next week he'll let us know. Oh, actually, that reminds me, Matt.
No.
What?
No. I know what you're going to say.
Remember in the first episode?
Oh, what? Oh, wait.
the
Oh,
first
sorry.
episode?
We're
We were
cutting
doing
out.
Tech Talk with Mini Tech Talk.
What?
And you had totally flubbed
What?
explaining what TikTok was, and then you promised the listeners, I'm going to do everything in my power to learn everything
What about?
I can.
What about those
TikTok.
politics?
Pardon? The politics of TikTok?
No. Oh God. No.
So, okay, let me just nip this in the bud then. You're saying that you haven't done any more work on TikTok?
Not at all.
Oh, okay, well, I'm sorry to the viewer. I know
Well,
that,
they must
the
know what
listener,
it
rather.
is.
I know you were waiting with bated breath to hear what TikTok actually was. Now,
Well,
Matthew,
it's just making videos. Like, it's
when
not,
do you think you'll?
There's
I don't
nothing.
need
There's
you,
nothing to talk about.
I don't need you to just shoot from the hip here. I need facts.
It's
So
it's a
when-
fact. You just make videos. That's all. That's the entire app.
That's how they sell it.
Yeah.
They went into a corporate office. All right, guys, this here is called TikTok. What's it do? Let me tell you what it does. Makes videos. We're sold. Where do we sign? Like that? That's
Yeah.
what it does?
Exactly.
All right. Well, listen. I'm not going to force you to truly learn what TikTok is because you obviously don't care enough. Is that what
No,
you're-
but it's. What do you want me to say? Oh, I'll pull up the wiki page and I'll
Oh, last
read
time
it.
you did that, you're like, there are too many words.
I never did that. You absolute.
Yeah, you did. When
Boomer.
you went into Urban Dictionary about millennials, and you were like, "Oh, there's too many words." First episode. So while Matthew's doing that, he asked me if I had any funny Christmas stories, and I do have one funny Christmas story
song.
that I remember.
Okay, wait. Okay, TikTok is a Chinese video sharing social network service owned by ByteDance, a Beijing-based company founded in 2012 by Yang Yiming. It is Yang Yiming. I don't know how to say that name. Zhang Yiming. I don't know.
Can you show it to me?
I just. It is used to create short lip sync comedy and talent videos. The app was launched in 2017 for iOS and Android for markets outside of China. ByteDance had previously launched Douyin for the China market in September of 2016.
Okay, great.
You happy?
I was hoping you'd paraphrase and make it funny, but I guess we're just gonna hear my son's
No,
gonna read
you're
the
like-
first paragraph off Wikipedia. It's cool.
It
It's
was
cool.
half of the first paragraph, actually.
Then there you go. You phoned it even further. So, Christmas story. You ready to hear about this one?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Picture it.
Oh, sorry.
No, not a Christmas story. The Christmas story.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Picture it. Brampton,
Where's that?
1998. No, 1989. Sorry.
Ooh, that's a long time ago.
Long time ago. I was a wee lad of 15 years at that point. Younger than you are now, if you did the math. And we had a what's that called? Semi-detached house, meaning that there was two houses attached with a wall in between, but you could actually hear
A
people.
duplex?
I guess. No. Anyways, a semi-detached is what they call it. And we decided with that house, it wasn't an enormous house, but it wasn't a small house. There was 3 bedrooms upstairs.
Did we go visit it
I
that one
think I
time?
showed it to you like outside, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the one that Jeremy ever saw. Rob will. You thinking we lived in 3 houses in Brampton? Anyways,
Well, it was
I
like beside a
digress.
lake, right?
What?
No?
No, not at all.
Sorry, gone.
No lakes.
No? Sad. Go ahead.
So, my mother and my father decided to invite the whole Campbell side of the family over for Christmas at our house. So we had a lot of people in a relatively small house. As I said, there were 3 bedrooms upstairs. Then there was 1 extra bedroom in the basement, and then that was it really. So I don't remember how many people showed up, but let's say all the Campbell showed up just for comedy's sake. So let's say we had 25 people in this house.
Okay.
So what happened was, I think they were there for maybe a week, and including my grandparents, Gordon and Marge.
Is it the one who had like...
No, that was Yvon, my Yvon Cliche, father's son.
Okay.
So, and just so you know, Matthew pantomimed missing fingers because he was a carpenter, and he'd, I guess, cut off a couple of his digits.
Did he not?
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I never asked him how it happened. It was like you don't ask a soldier about a war story. It's the same kind of thing, you know. So, so through the course of a week, everybody got gastro.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's the same word in English, but in French you call it gastro. Basically,
Diarrhea.
everybody had diarrhea or were vomiting. So everybody's like 4 or 5 people to a bedroom, sleeping, getting up, taking a runny dump, puking their guts in the sink. I mean, it was a debacle, to say the least. And all I remember is the smell.
The smell.
24 hours smell of just... I don't want to say it smelled like poop. It just smelled like
Vomit and poop.
Like a vomit poop stew. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
And
Yummy.
The reason why I know it was that year, and I actually checked before
The podcast.
the podcast we podcasted, is my Aunt Marion, who lives out in Saskatchewan in Moose Jaw. Actually, she now lives in Elbow, which is at the elbow of Lake Diefenbaker. I mean, very inspired naming nomenclature.
Go ahead, continue your story.
So she decided there was a hit by a band called Milli Vanilli.
Yes.
And later to find out that they were lip syncing everything and they didn't sing any of their songs. So it was a big thing. But anyways, there was a song called "Blame It on the Rain." Blame it on the rain, yeah, yeah, yeah. It went like that. So my Aunt Mary decided to change the title of the song to blame somebody in the house for the fact that this debacle was occurring. And who did she name it after? Can Matthew guess?
You.
So sing the song with my name.
Blame the rain on Jason. What? What's the song?
Blame it on the rain. Yeah.
Blame it on this Jason.
Who makes more sense? Think of people in my family. This is gonna see if Matthew gets this.
On the cliché.
Let me help you out further.
Okay.
Whose name rhymes with rain?
Oh, the rain.
There you go. So the song was changed to "Blame It on the Rain." It works really well. So that was one of the questions I had actually in the quiz show we had in 2016 at the reunion. Was who made that song up? And even Aunt Mary didn't remember. Oh, they're getting so old and forgetful.
Just like you.
Yep. I mean, I'm burying you during this podcast, but yeah, I'm forgetful. So, what other topics did you have, Matt?
Well, I had this Christmas story that happened at Sam and Sampa's house.
Oh yes,
and
do tell.
I don't remember if it was Christmas, but
okay.
And I barely remember this story too.
Oh, I'll see if I can fill anything in for you.
So,
or I'll just let you flounder.
Probably. So, Josh and Luke were there.
And who are they?
My cousins.
Yeah.
On my.
I like the question mark. My cousins.
My cousins, maybe. And I was very young. I was like 6, I'm gonna say. And do you remember that one year where they had a chocolate fountain?
Yes, I do.
It was that year that I'm telling the story. And I'm pretty sure, did you ever do this with your siblings where you would jump from the lowest step and you would go up a step each time? Like you would jump off from the bottom, then you would go to the second step and then to the third and jump off and see how high you could jump off without hurting yourself.
Okay, yeah. It sounds familiar. Maybe I did.
Maybe you did. Well, we did that for a bit. And at one point, now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jeremy jumped off from like almost the top step. And
now, before everybody starts freaking out and calls DPG or parental foster care, my parents lived in a split level, so it was like 6 steps down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, around like 20 steps. Yeah.
Jeremy's like, oh,
it wasn't that high, but you know, to go to the basement, there's like a top thing.
Oh yes, you mean the ceiling as you go down.
The ceiling
of the basement,
not the void. Yes. I don't remember this right, but I think he jumped and hit his head on that.
That explains so much. And he tried to hide like a bruise on his like top forehead. Do you remember that? Did he win though? Did anybody go higher?
Well, no, because everyone was younger and everyone was like, "Oh my god, he broke his head on the top of the thing." So and I was always stuck on the 4th step.
I don't remember that. I don't think you guys ever told us that. I'm guessing Jeremy tried to hide what had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know if this is real.
You don't know if it actually happened?
Yeah. But in my head, it's like, yeah, it happened, but I don't know if it's...
Well, what we'll have to do is one day get Jeremy on the podcast
Yeah.
and maybe broach the subject with him. Perhaps he can fill us in on exactly what transpired on that fateful Christmas
Or
break.
maybe not Christmas. There's another story from Christmas. We're at Sam and Sampa's place again.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Sam and Sampa is Matthew's
my
grandparents,
grandparents.
my
Yes.
parents.
Yes. They live in Napanee. It was very nice.
They're still alive. They just don't live in Napanee anymore.
Yeah.
Jeez, come on.
I'm sorry.
She listens to this. She's going to tell everybody she's
True. Hey.
dead. My mother's a saint. Don't you dare talk about her. But I guess if she's a saint, she's going to heaven. So anyways, continue.
And one year, I was still young. Let's say 7.
Well,
this
let's be honest. You're 17 now, so any story you tell, for most listeners, you'll be younger.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
But and it was early in the morning. I will say 6 a.m. And I would always go and wake up my grandma.
I remember that.
Every early because I want to hang out and be like, "What's up? What's up?" And I'm not allowed anymore. My parents won't let me because it's rude.
What?
What? Anyways,
It's probably your mother. It's not me, though.
no, you would you don't wake up your grandma. I'm like, come on.
Well, because you'd go in there like 4:30 in the morning sometimes. Hey, Grandma, what's going on? She was like, "Oh, I'm fine." And then she'd have to nap in the afternoon.
I'm like, oh man, why would she nap? But anyways, to continue my story, I made a fire, and Chantel was there, and I was sitting beside the fire, and I made the fire and everything, and Samuel was on the couch behind me, but like sort of hidden in like blankets, and Auntie Chantel came into the room and freaked out, and.
Why would she freak out?
Because she didn't see Sama. She's like, oh my god, why'd you start a fire? How'd you do this? You're not allowed. And like, I think she tried to turn out the fire before she saw Sama sitting there on the couch. Like she was trying.
Classic Annie Chantel. Oh, let me tell you, I got some stories about her growing up. What a pill.
She listens to this.
Oh, I mean, like a good pill, like morphine. I mean, everybody loves morphine pill, you know?
Yeah.
Chewable, orange-flavored morphine.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your Annie Chantel.
Tell us a story about Auntie Chantel.
Annie Chantel was probably the lightest sleeper I'd ever known.
Like you?
So back then I was you guys made me light sleeper with your being babies and whatnot, and me freaking out that you were like dying in your cribs. So that's on you. But when I was a child, I slept pretty well. But Annie Chantel, she used to, her bedroom was like, both of our bedrooms at the end of the hallway in Archdeacon. And then you go down the hallway, and there's the bathroom on the left-hand side. And then at the end of the hallway is my parents' bedroom, Sam and Sampa's bedroom. And then you turn right and you go down the stairs. So whenever I had to go to my bedroom, I would basically pass Chantel's door.
Yeah.
And if the hall light was on and she was asleep, if I would walk by her door and my shadow would go across her bed, she would bolt upright like, "Who's that? Who's there?"
Wow.
I mean, you want to talk about light sleeping when a shadow goes across your sleeping body and it wakes you up. Yeah, she was a little, I guess she was high strung. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah, you didn't know.
But the nicest thing though about Annie Chantel is, other than her weird sleeping patterns, is, I couldn't have treated her better as a brother. I mean,
no, not at all.
I went above and beyond to make her life a living hell. No, that was a Freudian slip. Make it as peaceful,
heavenly,
yes,
heavenly,
yes,
yeah.
Yes. A living heaven. That's what I meant.
Sure, yeah. That's what Sama says. That's what Chantel says. That's what Sampa says. They all say you were great. You weren't at all the problem or annoying any time of their lives. No.
No, I was the epitome of a perfect child and a perfect sibling. One day we'll have a heavily edited visit by Chantel on this podcast.
Hopefully, yeah. Heavily edited.
It'll just be like,
first edited video.
You were a great brother.
Redacted.
Yeah, a redacted podcast. That's what we'll hear that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one funny story of
light sleeping.
Chantel. Yeah.
Do you think she still sleeps like that?
I don't know. Probably. I have no idea.
Or like,
I don't walk by. I don't walk by.
or
her
did she
bedroom in
do
the
like
middle of the night.
some like weird mumbo jumbo science where she switched your sleeping patterns?
You think like she voodooed me, so now I sleep lightly and she
Yeah.
sleeps like a log?
Yeah.
That's possible. It's something that sounds like something she would do. It's definitely her MO.
Or her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was always out to get me.
Oh yeah, you never did anything
you know.
wrong.
Oh, boy, I tell
yeah.
ya.
Ooh.
Whew. You people don't know from nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, talking about light sleeper, I'm a heavy sleeper, but at the same time, I cannot sleep in for more than like, if I go to bed at any time, I always wake up at 6 or 7. I cannot sleep longer. I don't know why.
And then you screw yourself up once in a while when you sleep, and I have to go up and wake you up at like 7:45. And you're like, what? I was supposed to be up by now.
Yeah, oh sure, weekends, yeah, you can wake up at 6, but during the week, we're gonna wake you up at 11, which is not fun.
Never happened once.
What?
I never woke you up at 11. What are you talking about?
No, it was a joke. It was
You're exaggerating
yeah.
for effect?
Yeah. I've never slept in. The latest I've ever slept in is when I was doing my night shift job, and I slept until like 1.
Well, that's because you were working nights. I'd hope you'd sleep in. If you get up at 6, you'd be wrecked. You'd be completely wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So, so that's interesting that you sleep well, but you don't sleep past a certain time, and you never once stop to help by walking the dog in the morning.
But
Good to know.
No, but I think because I don't never sleep in is because when I was younger, I would always have to beat Jeremy to the computer. So I would always mentally wake up way earlier to go play computers. You remember that one time when I woke up at like 5:30, and I went down to the computer to play because I didn't want Jeremy to get on before me.
And that's when you only had one computer.
Yeah. Well, because that's why I had to beat Jeremy to it, and that's why I had to wake up mentally early. Because
didn't you get in trouble that time?
Yes, I did. You were not happy because your computer was right beside.
Yeah.
No. I was quiet. I just like the computer was loud, your keyboard was loud, and I'm not silent.
And you're like that little German kid who flips out when things go right in your game. I
was playing like Minecraft, man.
No, you weren't. Minecraft. You're telling me that you got up early to play Minecraft?
Probably, or no, Star Wars Battlefront 2, probably the old one.
Yeah.
That was a great game. Or Renegade.
Great
game.
Oh, the good old days. I remember Renegade. Oh man.
Oh,
I love that stealth tank. That was the best thing, and that's better than sliced bread.
Ben and Eric are gonna love this part. So you want to talk about Renegade stories?
I don't have. Do you have Renegade stories per se?
No, you don't.
Do you? I'm asking.
Oh, do I? Not.
I just remember there were certain maps there with glitches where you could park the rocket launcher and fire at the hand of Nod or the. No, what was the tower called?
The fist of Nod or something. No.
So instead of the hand, it's the fist.
No, but it. I don't remember, man. All right.
I mean, check. You continue talking about. We'll have to this podcast. The rest of this podcast, we're going to talk about Renegade and StarCraft.
Yes, I was about to talk about StarCraft. But anyways, so if you want to like leave, this is perfect time. But
why would anybody leave? This is going to be titillating.
Yes, obviously. But I would. I don't know why, but I would always play one map because I guess I didn't know how to switch maps. So I was always play this map where the two camps are like weirdly beside each other.
With the Tiberian, what's it called, Tiberian?
Yeah, the
fields in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to go up a hill in the middle field, and there's like a little hallway connecting the two. You go through the hallway.
Yeah, and like they were both in caves, and there was like an airport for the Nod. I don't know why, but I could never switch maps. I guess I was too young to understand how to do it.
Kids.
But my favorite character would be a vehicle would be a fire tank. It had no range, but it was
the flame tank.
The flame tank. No one can hear you that far from the mic, father. But yeah, that was the best vehicle. Oh no, the stealth one too was pretty cool, but it had no armor, so that was kind of a bummer. And sometimes for fun, I would take the tank and just ram into the car, the miner car.
The harvester.
Yeah, the harvester, and
You would take the buggy, the Nod buggy.
Yeah, I
or
would.
The Humvee with the machine gun on the top.
No, yeah, the Humvee, and I would drive into the Nod's harvester and like bring it the camp, the Allied camp, so it would get destroyed. You could push it with the car.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And like for like 30 minutes, I would be pushing it all the way to the other side of the map just to get it. No real reason. Because I felt like it. I'll be honest.
Okay.
What you looking up there? What you
Now, what were the name of the two factions?
The Nod and the green guys.
The GDI guys?
GDI, yes. Yes, the
Green
GDI. The green
With
guys.
Havoc. Havoc was a sniper. Havoc.
I just like the Nod because
I'm trying to find
they look so
where they
intimidating.
talk about the actual units and stuff. You'd think there'd be a website about that. That was a
Well,
great
Yeah,
game.
where do you saw that? Where do you had that once?
I know, right? Anyways, continue.
What?
The Mammoth Tank, that was one of my favorites. Where you could like
nice.
left click to fire their guns or right click to fire rockets, anti-personnel rockets. Oh, it was awesome.
I know, right?
I can't find it. Anyways, good thing that you told me you were going to talk about this so we could get prepared for it. But I'm wondering, was it just the Nod Tower? You used to fire a big laser?
Yeah.
Anyways, you used to be able to sit there in the GDI rocket launching vehicle and you could see the tower.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it
The
was
little
just
hook.
just a little
like
point.
a scorpion tail almost.
Yeah.
And you just fire.
It was great.
You didn't make the explosion.
Sorry, it was a bit farther because you moved.
Yeah, it was a good game. I really enjoyed that game.
Really hope they remaster it, but doubt it.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft. Why don't you tell the viewer, or the listeners rather, who don't know what StarCraft is, what StarCraft is?
Oh God, come on, man.
Oh, but you can't.
Okay,
can't
so
describe
it's
a game you
it's
played for the last 15 years of your life.
It's a 1980s? No, 90s.
1998, I think, was when it first was
98
released.
video game about these three
Warring factions.
yes, 2 alien, 1 humanoid.
Well, aren't they all alien, really?
No, because one comes from Earth.
But to the other two, that's alien.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Sith Lord.
Only.
Sorry, I sithed my pants.
Okay, no.
I did a Darth duty.
Okay. But yeah, so they're at war and they fight pretty much, and you could control one of these.
And what are the three factions? What are the three alien races?
The Terran.
The Terrains, yeah.
The Terran.
Right, and they were the most. They were the bipeds, the humans.
Well, they're yeah.
Okay.
They were the humans. They had cool armor, which I always wanted, but it's not real. So, then there were the Protoss, the futuristic aliens.
Yeah, and what was their big strength?
Melee.
Shields.
Was it the?
Their health pool was like really small, but they had really big shields. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're the only ones who had shields, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if the
Zergs didn't. The Zerg is the third one, not from Toy Story, but
it's Zerg ZERG, not ZURG.
oh, okay, yeah. But the Zergs are a hive mind of like aliens and stuff.
Like alien creatures, like from Alien,
Yeah, yes.
or from Cloverfield.
Aliens.
Remember Cloverfield when in New York when all the things fall off and they're like running like little Zerglings?
Oh yeah, Zerglings. Yeah, they had wings. You could get attachments and get wings on those. They would go
But
fast.
they wouldn't fly; they just run faster.
Yeah, well they would jump like.
Oh really? Like a grasshopper?
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a very addictive game, and the reason why we enjoyed it was because you could play multiplayer, so you could all play the game on your own computers and watch the father destroy the children every single time.
And the cousins.
Yes, one of the best games I ever had. My two nephews, Eric and Benoit, Iraq and Benoit, decided to challenge me because they thought they'd gotten good enough to destroy me. So we played a match where you have minerals beside your nexus or whatever that's so close, and it was like unlimited minerals. So your drones just like. Pss, 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 pss. So the way the game works is you have to mine minerals and Vespene gas in order to build different specialized units based on the amount of Vespene gas or minerals you had.
Vespene gas is like gasoline.
No, it's a gas. It's gaseous. Gasoline is not.
Yeah.
It's a liquid.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, continue.
And then so we played this game, and I had the bright idea to just build 55 or 60 photon cannons, which is like a ground photon gun.
And air gun?
Yeah, no, I mean ground. You build it on the ground.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I built horizontal. They were on the top of the map, and I was in the bottom. And I horizontally built across about 10 deep. Just, I don't know. I honestly don't know how many, because it might have been 50 across, and then 10 deep. So there might have been 500. And it would actually, when they would attack me, it would slow the game down because all these cannons were firing at the same time, and they had absolutely no defense. They could not figure out how to get around it, because every time they would blow one up, I'd just another drone and respawn one, and it was a lot of fun, and I could hear them. Oh God!
So,
or it was always fun backdooring you guys.
Backdooring?
Yeah.
What does that? Oh,
Or I'd just bring a Protoss carriers. Like 12 carriers with all the fighter. What do you call it? Escorts? Anyways,
Fighters.
The little fighter planes. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Or I would bring a bunch of overlords and just go in the back of the base, backdoor you, and just drop hundreds of zerglings and hydralisks. My two favorite units in the zergs. My favorite unit and the reason why I don't like the new StarCraft as much is they got rid of the dragoons. That was my favorite unit in Protoss.
The
Dragoon. And I don't know if I... Goliath maybe. Well, siege tanks could only attack land. Goliaths were kind of cool. They could like fire missiles at.
But they were wonky.
Yeah, they were like Ed 209s from.
But they walked real fast.
You have 5 seconds to comply. Do you have any funny stories of?
Well, the first and only time where I beat my brother real hard was StarCraft 1. And he had beaten me. But I had a ace up my sleeve. The Tehran, you could lift up the main base, and fly it to somewhere else and drop it.
Most of their
things, yeah.
Buildings could be
so
lifted up and flown.
While my brother was destroying my defenses, which I had almost done, I lifted up my
command
center and moved it onto a platform that had no ramp to go up, so he can only attack me with air. So my defense was I had still a bunch of
SCVs.
SCVs. Yeah, SCVs. Yeah, and not the car, but yeah, SCVs. And I built like the anti-air rocket launchers, and I just like put like 10 on this like small little island. And
so how did you beat him?
Oh, he rage quit because he couldn't.
So you didn't actually, you won, but just because he quit.
It's a psychological game, my guy. Psychological.
You're like, quit's a win.
Yeah, he's forfeit the game. They're like, I want to beat you. Like,
that's
no.
Hilarious. So you say the only time you beat him was the time that he quit because he couldn't finish you off.
Yes.
Classic Matthew. You had no minerals, obviously. You were just sitting on a platform.
I could have run out, but I had like 3 CVs.
Yeah, Matthew used to play
CVs on each anti-air rocket. So like,
just repairing them?
Yeah, just repairing.
So Matthew had a special way of playing. You start the game with like five gatherers, or either drones,
SCVs,
or
probes.
Yeah,
whatever.
And you have these, and you start what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to build them, and then you get to a point where you've got a certain number of them, so that they're all busy all the time, and you're making the maximum amount of minerals in Vespene gas. Like each Vespene gas geyser is 3 drones, and the same thing with each mineral field is 3.
No, it's more.
Well, it depends. If you're as close as you can get with your Nexus command center, it's 3 per. Because by the time one's done and he goes and comes back, you time it. So if you have 10 points of gathering, you have 30 drones. Matthew would be like, 5's good enough. Or he would be like, oh man, I'm so far away. He'd be teamed up with me, be like, I'm so far away from you, Dad, I'm coming. And he would lift off his command center and spend the next 3 minutes slowly, so gathering nothing, not building a thing, just moving. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And then he would land, and his 5 SCVs would get to work.
Building like one barrack.
Overworked SCVs, I tell you. SCVs or SBCs? SCVs? SCVs, I think is correct.
Probably.
I'm sure if we're saying it wrong and Ben and Eric are listening, they're screaming at the screen. Yeah, it's SCV.
They're going to text us, come on, man.
But I remember you were too young, but the first time I ever showed Eric and Benoit that game, they were too young to see it as well, honestly, because I was watching them and I said, you know what? I'm in charge.
You were like 20.
I'm not even an adult. No, I was like probably 24 or 5, maybe.
I'm still kind of young.
I don't even think you were born, but Eric and Ben were like probably like 6 and 7.
Yeah, I was not.
So I was playing this match where I had all these siege tanks on top of cliffs firing down on Zerglings, and when Zerglings get hit by siege tanks, they just blood everywhere, guts.
But you know, it's a 1990-something game, so like.
But it was still the sound and the visual for 2 kids who had never they probably only ever played solitaire before. You know, they're like, oh my god, what's this game? And then I could kind of see their father looking at me when he came to get them, like, what did you show them? And then it turned out that was their big thing. The 3 of them, the father and the 2 sons, would play that game like religiously. So thanks to me, they became closer as a family. So. And
you gave Ben his future job by showing him that game.
Yes, we're working at Ubisoft to
you're welcome.
Develop games. So you're all welcome. I can't believe that I have been a linchpin in this success. And Eric is a welder. And what did the SVs
They welded
when they repaired? They welded.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and you know what? I saved Ben's life when I was younger, but he won't accept the fact that I saved his life. But hey, what am I gonna do about it?
Yeah, you don't get any props for that. I mean, he'd be dead now if you hadn't.
Yeah, but still, I didn't save his life because a 5-year-old kid cannot save your life.
That's a good story, though. You want to tell that story?
Sure. Now, let's say it's June, all right? Because I keep thinking it's Christmas. But let's say it's June. You
mean this story takes place in June, not it's June now?
No, yeah, it's June now.
No, it's December. It's Christmas.
Oh, my bad. Well, no, we pre-record this, so like right now it's June 24th.
Oh, we recorded it months in advance to play now? I guess that makes sense.
Exactly. No, but, so yeah, in the story it's June. And he just had his appendix removed? Or?
Yes, he had his appendix removed, yes.
Yeah, and because it got infected or something like that. And
it burst.
Yes, and the bad stuff got everywhere. He had it removed. The doctor did a bad job at... Wait, what happened? I don't really remember. I just remember saving his life.
So what happened? Let me try. I'll try and remember as best I can. What happened was Ben had gone under the knife to get his appendix removed. Everything had gone well, and then he brought home after several days at the hospital with his I guess antibiotics and whatever else he had. But it kept giving him a lot of pain. But I think we all were kind of like, well, it's supposed to hurt. You just got operated on.
No, wait. Okay, so he got done, and it still hurts, so he went back after leaving, and they checked him out. Oh, you still got some, and they removed that part, but they forgot another part,
You're telling me he went twice? I don't know. It doesn't really matter for the story,
so he
I don't remember.
got it removed once.
You're certain of this?
Then he went back, because there was still a bit left, but they didn't take it all out, and then the third time... Right?
I don't know. It does. Anyway. Yeah. Matthew's adding. I told him to add a little more depth to his stories, but unfortunately, in this instance, it doesn't help with the end of this story.
My bad.
But I appreciate the work you've done in improving your storytelling, Matthew, and I think the listeners also appreciate it. Hey, if you appreciate Matthew's improved storytelling, send a comment in and let him know. He really needs it. He needs a win here, ladies and gentlemen. He needs a win.
Thank you.
So, no matter which way it occurred, he was still in a lot of pain, fever, sweating, but the doctors were kind of like, "This is normal. He's just healing." And then so he was on his front porch, lying in a gravity chair, kind of trying to heal, and he was in pain, and he wasn't himself, and I think he was maybe 15 or 6, maybe even younger. I don't remember how old he was.
No, he was probably older because I was like 5. How old is he now?
I think he's like 26 or 27.
So, yeah, okay.
So let's say 10 years between. So if you were 5, then he was 15.
All right, God.
Jeez,
I'm good in math.
Louise. No, you are good in math. You just don't know how to apply it to a
Yeah.
story about a kid getting an appendicitis.
Okay, continue.
So,
Enough about me. I'm not.
so Matthew was walking. Matthew, a little 5 or 6 year old, was walking by the reclining Ben, and decided to hammer punch. Like, brought his hand straight up as he walked by Ben. I'm doing it for Matthew's sake, and just brought the hammer down on Ben's abdomen.
No.
And to say that Ben, I don't think he screamed. It was very guttural. It was like, and I rushed over. What are you doing, Matthew? Oh my God! And everybody's freaking out.
Let's be honest. I was 6, so even if he was not in pain like that, it would not have hurt.
Right.
It would have been like...
He probably would have been winded a bit, because if he wasn't ready for it, no matter how hard you punch somebody in the stomach, you get winded. So so what they did was they brought him back to the hospital, only to find out that he was seriously infected, and that if he hadn't been taken to the hospital relatively soon,
if he hadn't got hammer punched by this god
of medicine who doesn't know math.
I should be a doctor. Let's be honest
sure.
here.
There's no math in doctoring.
Yeah, it hurts there. All right, got you.
And Ben went in and was reworked on and got all fixed up, and now he's the picture of health. Yeah. But he'd be, I don't want to say he'd be dead right now, but I mean, he might have been dead. We don't know. We can't turn back time and figure it out. But all due to Matthew's.
But all I have to say is
Matthew's intense and unflinching disregard and rage for his cousin saved his life. So,
I think he had beat me at Star Wars that same morning, so I was like kind of angry.
So you're like, oh my God, this guy who's doped up on drugs and in pain beat me at Star Wars.
StarCraft.
No, StarCraft, sorry.
No, yeah, but yeah, I saved his life, so you're welcome, Ben.
Yeah, if you're listening, you owe
me
a life debt.
A life debt
to Matthew.
He has never acknowledged it he has only acknowledged it once in his life.
That it happened, or that you saved his life?
That I saved his life. He's like, no, I was gonna be fine. I'm like, nah, man, I saved your life, bro.
And actually, Matt, I think you're old enough. We can tell you that. Oh
God.
You actually burst it again,
what?
And you didn't save his life.
What? I burst this.
Yeah.
What?
You burst the stitches, and he wasn't reinfected. We just said that so you wouldn't feel bad.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Sure.
I'm sorry you had to find out on podcast.
I know it's not true, man. You wouldn't say that on the podcast.
No, Matt, I'm being serious. This is my serious face.
Yeah, he has a great grin right now. I'm gonna take a picture of this. God, liar. Oh yeah, all serious now, huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this camera pointing on you.
Now Matthew is rethinking his entire
For
life.
a second,
I'm
like, oh God.
You're like, what? No.
I've been flexing.
I've been lied to.
I've been saying to everyone, yeah, I saved his life where I reopened his wound.
Yes, you did. Do you have a funny Eric story to finish this podcast off with?
Not really.
I remember Eric used to beat the crap out of Ben. I remember that.
Hey, like me and my brother. Hey.
Yeah, but but
wait.
Eric was something else with Ben.
No, my question is, did Eric ever ram his brother into a wall, leaving a mark in the wall?
I think he did several times. Oh, okay. Sorry, Matt. I know you want to keep that and you think that's all you, but yeah. I've done that with my sisters. So. Oh my God. Well, I would actually put them in. I used to put them in a headlock. Once they used to really pick them. Not pick on me, but they'd always like lord over me that they were taller and everything. And of course, as a male of the family, I eventually got taller and bigger than them. So I took my oldest sister, Danielle's, and I put her in a headlock. So she was kind of bent over, and I just walked her into the wall. 2 or 3 times, I think. The whole time she's like, I know.
And then after the third hit, she just went limp.
She went limp, and
that's the last time I saw her actually. So.
She went to sleep, and she said she had the greatest sleep. She had weird dreams of walls, drywall, gyprock,
Yeah. But yeah, do you have any funny Eric stories? Oh, tell the one about...
I have a funny Eric and Ben story. It's sort of funny. For whatever reason, I had to drive them from our town to the town where Mom grew up. So it's about an hour drive, And for some reason, it was just me and them. And I had a cassette of the Reservoir Dogs soundtrack.
Oh,
So
God.
I put the tape in, and we're kind of listening, you know, Little Green Bag, what's that one called? Clowns to the left of me, Jokers to the right, here I am. Stuck in the Middle, that's what it's called.
In the middle.
And then the coconut song came on. And
Best song,
the two
obviously.
of those, the two kids absolutely loved the song to the point where I had to rewind the song, I would say 15 times. And that was on the way there because guess what? I also had to drive them on the way back, and we did the exact same thing on the way back. Listened to that song over and over and over. It was really funny. It was funny at the time, although a little annoying, but it was funnier afterwards. Like just how much they love that song. Like, what is this song I got? And I had to make a little tape for each of them with the song on it so they could listen to it at home.
That's cute.
Yeah, it was funny. They would have been maybe 11 and 10 or 12 and 11, something like that. They were still pretty young still. They were still young and impressionable.
And not lying that I saved
And
their
then
lives.
the other funny story about them is their mother and father deciding when they were 8 and 9 to rent them a great movie
Oh, yes.
so that the parents could leave them at the TV and they could go do whatever they had to do. And they saw this great movie,
Puppet movie.
a movie about marionettes or puppets at the Videotron. Remember when Videotron had a...
I remember, yeah. It was great.
It was great. They don't have rental places here anymore in this town. And it was called Team America World Police, which was rated R and X. I think it was. I mean, puppets have sex. They defecate on one another. There's swearing. There's
Deadpool,
violence.
but like worse.
Yeah,
let's be
Deadpool
honest.
times 2 or 3.
But it's
And
puppets,
so-
so it's not as bad.
It's
Let's be
still
honest.
pretty weird. So there's this 9-year-old and this 8-year-old watching this movie like, don't say anything, Mom and Dad. Let's keep watching. I'm sure it changed them. I don't know for the better or for the worse, but it changed them. I mean, maybe that's linked to Ben getting appendicitis.
And
Maybe
me
if he
saying-
hadn't watched that movie, he would never have gotten appendicitis. You know, God
And
works,
then I would
God
never
works-
be able to lord
Lord over him.
Yeah, lord over him.
That
The
you
fact
saved
that I
his
saved
life.
his life. Yeah.
And it's a very, very real possibility, man.
Ben, you
It's
made
funny
a mistake.
how time just. It's funny how things work out, huh?
Yeah.
It's almost like fate. Do you believe in fate?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Wow, that was pretty definitive. No, I've thought about it long and hard, and I
Yes.
do not believe in fate.
So, Ben and Eric, come on the podcast. Defend yourselves to these claims.
Who?
Ben and Eric.
Oh no, they're never invited on
No?
the podcast. No,
Yeah.
no, I think that would be a colossal mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I remember one year we were at Jean-Francois's house.
Yeah.
And it was Christmas Eve.
Was I there? No, no.
You might have been there, but you were little.
No, because all the Christmas we've had where I was alive.
No,
was
I
at
think
our
that you
place,
might
so-
have been a baby or like a toddler. But I remember them saying, "Oh my God, do you hear the bells jingling? It must be Santa." And Jean-Francois had run out and he had a flashlight he was covering with the red cloth, and he ran across the backyard, but it was a full moon. So you could see it was Jean-Francois running across the yard. Jean-Francois is their uncle. I remember, and the kids were like, "Oh my God," but they were kind of like, "Who's that guy?" It wasn't quite as dark as they thought it was.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another time we were at their house, at Eric and Ben's house, and they had gotten white fake snow. You could buy like spray cans, but it wasn't paint, but it would spray fake snow.
Oh, like
So they put
yeah.
boots down. They had the kids in their bedroom, and they had it like they tried to make it look like Santa came out from the chimney, and they sprayed the footprints, and the kids came out. "Oh my God, it's amazing! Santa was here. Look at the footprints!" But of course, it doesn't melt. So after about 10 minutes, the kids are kind of like, how come the snow's not melting? And they were smart kids for, getting appendicitis and getting pwned at StarCraft by their uncle. Yeah, those are the days. But funny, as an end to this story, they ended up getting so good at StarCraft that I couldn't play with them anymore. They would But then they were in high school. All they did on their off time was play StarCraft.
Nerd.
I couldn't put that much time into it. I mean, I had a family and mortgage to pay. You know.
Such nerds, am I right?
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? We're coming up to an hour here.
Well, there was one thing. Okay, so one Christmas we were having the Christmas here like we usually do, and Uncle Michel, Ben and Eric's father, decided to dress up as Santa Claus, and he was like, "Oh, I have to go. I'll be back later tonight." And he's like, he went into the bathroom, and he changed into Santa Claus, and like, and Santa was there. I was like, "Oh my God, it's Santa!" And then like, I was sat on his lap and stuff, and then I looked at his like beard, and I saw the strap, and I was like, "Wait a minute, Santa doesn't have a strap for beard." But I kept that in my head. I'm like okay.
something's amiss.
Off.
Something's amiss. Something's going on. Someone's got to get this interloper out of here.
But at the same time, I was like,
Dude, does anybody else know this isn't the real Santa? Is this guy fooling everybody?
But at the same time, I was like, "Oh my God, it's Santa!" And he left, Santa, quote unquote, left, and then like 10 minutes later, well, not maybe like a few minutes later, Michelle would come back. It's like, what happened? Like your mom were like, "Oh, Santa's Santa!" Oh my God! I was like, "Yeah,
I miss
it was
Santa.
here!"
Oh my God!
Yeah, and, oh man, that was great. Like, oh, this.
Now
great.
I want to keep this very clear, since this is kind of kid friendly. As Santa exists, these are just stories of our family trying to.
Yes, Santa exists, obviously.
Obviously, yes, of course.
Okay, so if you're not a kid, if you're a kid, just leave the podcast now, because
it's about to go down.
Yeah, spoilers. So in primary school of 2, elementary school, grade 2.
Grade 2, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Everyone was like, "Oh man," I was like, "Oh man, can't you believe Santa's coming soon and everything?" And I was like, I still believed in Santa back then. And I was like, "No, he's not real." So I'm like, what are you talking about? In class, I'm like, is my life a sham? Did my parents
has it all been a lie?
I'm like, in class, I was just like, at my desk, I'm like, my parents wouldn't lie to me about Santa Claus. And that night, I went to Mom and was like, "Mom, is Santa real?" And she was like, yeah, he's real. But everyone at school says he's not. He's like, and she was like, "Oh, they're just lying. They're trying for you to not get any presents or something." I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds right.
Those assholes.
You're trying to get my presents." So yeah.
That's funny. I don't remember when I first heard that he wasn't real, but I didn't believe it either. Santa's real. I still get them.
Yeah.
Who puts gifts under the tree? I don't buy them. Your mother doesn't buy them. Who puts them there? Am I right?
Yeah. Like every Christmas movie, like, oh, the parent does not believe in Santa, but like presents are always there.
The presents,
they never buy them, but like they're always there in the movies. But the parent does not believe in Santa Claus.
Dedoy, right?
Duh. So yeah, when you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I guess Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. No, we'll do one more before New Year. Yeah. Go ahead and close us out there, Matt.
I just want to say good night and have a wonderful Chrysler for Christmas.
What?
What?
You say Chrysler, like the whole automobile company?
Bye.
Bye, I guess. That was weird. That was a weird send-off. I mean, there's been some weird ones, but the Chrysler, really?
Chrysler,
was that a slip, or you meant to say Chrysler? Because either way, it's kind of sad. I mean, what exactly were you going for there?
You know what? I'm trying to make a funny joke, but you know what? Just leave it there.
Okay, well, Merry Chrysler, everybody, I guess.
Yeah. Just end it, please.
Bye, guys.
I won't be on next week. Bye.
Bye.